Hello, hello everyone. Happy Sunday night. I hope you guys had a great weekend. It's coming to an end, slowly but surely, you guys. Happy Sunday. Say hello as you hop on. Let's see if Instagram works today. If not, then something's wrong. I don't understand. I'm doing everything I used to do, all the same ways. You guys, if you see that red live box, that means you're live with me at the same time. So say hi as you're hopping on. If not, say hello. Yay, we're working. All right. We are live on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. Hello, hello. If you don't see that red live box at the top left corner of your screen, you're watching the replay, but I still would love for you to say hello. Tell me where you're viewing from. What do you think of tonight's project? We are pouring resin. If you guys have worked with resin, then go ahead and say yes in the comments. Or no, tell me if you've ever worked with resin. I have in the past. I've made trays with my daughters. I haven't done those cute molds or anything. I've always wanted to do a domino set, which I did buy a mold to do that. Vases I think would be darling. So I really hope we come out with more kits. So we'll see. All right, let's get this sprinkled out, and then we'll get started. Let's get this sprinkled out. Nope, I just did that one. Say hi as you hop on. Say hello. Happy Sunday night. Guys, we're down to 6 days till my daughter gets married. Holy cow. It's getting real. It's really, really getting real. All right. Let's do one more thing before we get started. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. All right. Wanted to get it to my stories so people know. All right. Okay, hang on, guys. I just saw something. Okay. All right, guys, let's start. Let me show you what we have. All right, so in addition to what we sell online, there is a link in the video description, okay? You're gonna need rubber gloves because this stuff gets sticky and it kind of goes, I don't want to say goes everywhere, but I do have spots on my kitchen table. Like we have the protectors, thank goodness. So we did make quite a mess when we were playing with it like a year ago. But you're gonna want something to protect your fingers, something to protect, your craft space. I have popsicle sticks to stir. I'm sure all this is coming. I bet you we're gonna come out with like stir sticks for that. Hopefully some like pouring containers would be nice. All the things. Okay, so I have, and this is gonna be a 2-part project because it's not one of the ones that you can instantly cure. It has to, although I guess if you have a UV light, that will speed things up. I do have a UV light, but I'm not sure. I haven't worked with ours yet, so I'm gonna do what the directions tell us to do. And then we'll come back tomorrow and finish it off, okay? So make sure you have, I have like bigger cups. These are solo cups, well, Chinette. I'm not sure even what, these are probably like 12 or 16 ounces. And then I have just some smaller pouring plastic cups. These are 9-ounce cups, okay? So after you gather those kind of things, then you also need to go to the website or to that link, and you want to grab, you get both of these items. You have a hardener and the resin itself. You have to mix equal parts of both of these, okay, to make the magic happen. So let's get this out. Now, what I'm going to show you too, you can either get in a bundle or you can buy separately. So I bought like a couple extra of the resin kits so that I could make more than one thing. Now, I will say if you have resin from other companies, our molds will also work with that too, okay? All right. This is called the catch-all tray mold. So I'll take this out. And it's like it's like a rubber. It's like all the other molds you see in the stores, okay? It's just smooth and rubbery. And then we have the board and base mold, which is, I think, kind of cool, actually. Okay. Hi, Kathy. How are ya? We're gonna play with resin tonight. So this is the base and board and base. So, I guess it's this side. This is your base, or I'm sorry, this will be your base, and this is your board. Okay, so it'll be an acrylic board that will fit in the base. So when you pour it on this side, it will create that slot for the board to fit into, okay? So that's those 2 pieces. I also wanted to mention that if you are not, excuse me, a Perks member, we have a promo going on until tomorrow that if you sign up as a Perks member and you throw this bundle into your cart and put in the promo free perks when you check out, these 2 things will be free for you. So you'll get the pine tree and star chubby, and then the transfer that goes along with it. So I thought because this is going to be pretty quick of a project, we might actually play with this tonight too. Okay, so all of that is in your links, and you'll be able to grab that. So what is it to be a Perks member? Perks members will get 30% off their retail purchases. They will get you pay a $20 monthly fee, and then you will get that $20 immediately returned back to you in what we call design dollars, or you can think of it as like Kohl's Cash. It's spendable. It's like you'll have kind of like your own website, but not really. You don't. It's not your website. You don't name it. You don't share it. But you'll get money back to spend on your next purchase within that month. So let's say you sign up today, it's the 29th. You'll have until October 29th to spend that $20. Okay, so it renews every 29th. If you need more information, comment perks. Okay, all right, let's start. You don't have to do anything to the molds. You don't have to prep them in any way. Let's go ahead and start measuring. So I'm going to use two, we're going to keep two clean for tomorrow. Oh, my eye's bothering me, excuse me. And we're going to keep one of these for tomorrow to mix it all into. So I wonder though if we're going to do both. If we shouldn't. You know, a good way, I did see someone say, like, pour water into the molds and then pour that water into whatever cup you're going to be using your resin with, and that will tell you where to fill up your resin, which is such a great idea. Maybe we'll try that. So I'm going to put HARD for the hardener, and I'm going to say this one is our resin. Okay, I wonder if we should do that. I'm gonna go get a bottle of water. We're gonna do that. And then we won't drink the water, but I'll just put it back into my spray bottle, or I'll put it aside to use in my water bottles. Because I don't know, you know, once it's in here, I didn't wash these or anything like that. So, okay. So this is how we're going to test how much we need. Okay. We're going to pour. So when you do this first part of this project, you want to pour enough so that, oops, it's level. So you'll see there's a little bit left here, a little bit still. Okay, that's about it. So you want to cover that middle part, right? It's so when you take the hardened resin out, you're going to have a tray that's going to have a little lip on it, right? So you want to make sure everything gets filled into that lip, and then that indented part of your tray, right? The part that goes down, you want that covered as well. But you don't want to take it to the tip of your mold, okay? So this ought to be interesting. Let's see if we can pick this up without it going over, which I know I'm gonna spill this. I just know it. Up, yep, there it goes. Fail. Okay. Fail. There's quite a bit in there though, so let's see. How much are we gonna need? And I don't know how many ounces, but this cup has a bunch of ridges, so I can see that it went up to like the first little, I don't know, I don't even know what, you know, did you know on like some of the solo cups or these kind of cups, each line means something like on a solo cup, the bottom line is like a shot, and then the next one is something else. It's kind of cool what they did. Anyways, so I'm just going to say the first line. I'm going to actually take it to the second one. I don't know if you guys can see the ribs there. I'm going to take it to the second one since we spilled. So let me just clean up my spills. All right, so I know that of both the hardener and the resin, I need to do equal parts up to that line to be able to fill this tray, okay? Oops, see, they're still in there. So maybe I'll take it up to the third. I might take it up to the third one. let's get this dried out too. You don't want your molds to be wet. We want it to be nice and dry, so let me make sure I get that nice and dry. Okay, we need this to be without any water whatsoever. So getting that little lip. And we'll let this one sit out and dry a little bit. Try to smack it out of there. Okay. So we're trying to do both molds tonight. We're going to get it to the point that we need it to get it to, so that it can harden overnight, and then the two-parter will be the actual tray. That will be the part that we have to pour more on top to seal it, because you only do it, you don't do it all the way, because then we're going to chalk on it and then you can seal it. Another way you can do is you can fill it full all the way, but then you put your color and your glitter and all that and let that all harden together, which wouldn't be a bad idea. We could try that too, but I'm going to show you two different ways. Let's get this out of here. Let's get this out of here. Okay. All right, so did I dry that out? I don't remember if I dried that out. We do not want any water anywhere. Okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna put on gloves. Like I said, you want this. Hi, Mary, I'm good. We're getting close to the wedding date. Yay. 6 days to go, friends, 6 days to go. This would be fun to have this would be fun to have at the wedding. Okay, let's open our hardener. All right, there's a little foil part here. I'm just gonna poke it with my popsicle stick here to open it. All right, so I said like up to the third, but I might actually, I think I'm gonna fill it up almost, because we're gonna do two projects tonight. So we're pouring, after I'm done pouring, I'm gonna take a look to see how much is actually in this bottle, because I wanna say people are saying it's good for two projects, and it just might be. It just might be. I'm going to save a little bit though, because sometimes it's nice to put just a very thin coat of resin on top of finished projects to give it that protectant layer. All right, so I don't know if you can see this. Hold it up there. You probably can't see it because of the light. All right, but I did it right to that top rib. Now we're going to do our resin. Again, let me poke it. And pouring, pouring, pouring. So now that it was daylight, Mary, how was damage out your way? I hope nobody was hurt. And I'm going to open this a little more here. I'm going to probably throw that out. It gets everywhere. It's sticky, sticky, sticky. Now the resin's a little bit thicker. We're going to pour it to the same point in our cup. Hello, Neva. How are you tonight? Okay, almost there. Almost there. Okay, right to the very last rib. It says there's 8 US fluid ounces in here. So this is an 8-ounce bottle. Okay, so now you have your hardener and your resin, equal parts. I have an empty cup that's hopefully more than 16 ounces. Could be questionable. We're going to pour that in. This is our hardener. Scrape it. All right, remember, comment in the comments if you say yes, if you've worked with resin before. And it doesn't have to be our brand. It could be any brand. There's so many brands out there. There's UV type resin. I've gotten the resin that you have to, let sit overnight so it can cure. And you need to cover it so that the little dust particles in the air don't get in it. And if you have a very high heat air tool, that's also good. If you have a lighter, that's also good to have because that will pop any bubbles that may occur. Because if you stir the resin quite vigorously, you can cause air bubbles. And you don't want air bubbles. You want a nice, smooth pour. All right, so I think I got most of that. Let's keep trying to scrape the sides with your popsicle stick. Okay, so the two parts are together and we're gonna stir. Let's read directions. Oops. A crystal clear, self-leveling product, easy to use, resists yellowing, 40-minute work time, protective gloves, measure equal parts, stir together, adding pigment as desired. 1-to-1 ratio of resin and other materials is advised for projects. Allow 24 hours to cure. Proper ventilation. Do not ingest. Seek medical attention. Don't get it in your eye. May cause skin irritation. Toxic to aquatic life. Interesting. Okay. So we're just going to keep stirring here. 7 people. Oh no. Oh no, Mary, I'm sorry to hear that. All right, Neva, I am here to help. So we're gonna stir for a good 2-3 minutes. You really wanna make sure this is incorporated into one another. Otherwise, it will not cure properly. I know if you go to Michael's or any other craft store, they now have mixers for that reason. Again, though, you have to make sure that there's no bubbles, okay? My husband has one of those. He, for smoking, to have like a smoked bourbon. It's just like a butane type lighter. And we use that. Does a really nice job. Or you can take, one of those long handled, not long handled, but the long neck grill lighters. That will do a good job of breaking those bubbles. The heat breaks the bubbles, which is good. All right, we're still mixing here. Don't use anything that you don't care. Don't use anything that you don't want to ruin, okay? Because this stuff, once it sets, you can't get it off. Unless it's a certain like rubber, then it comes off. They have all kinds of tools out there that you just peel it right off and it's clean. But it's kind of like a rubbery material, kind of like the molds. Okay. Actually, go to the your home improvement stores and get some of those paint stir sticks, those big boys, because this is kind of not easy with a popsicle stick. So we're stirring and we're chatting. In the comments, yes or no, have you played with resin yet? I made a charcuterie board at one of those parts. Used color and it looked very nice. Ooh. We did trays. We've done trays. We did coasters. We put like live flowers in it. Oh boy, that was pretty. It turned out so nice. Me and my daughter were crafting when she first got engaged. It was fun. Okay. I think we're probably safe. See lots of bubbles. Okay, guys. Let's bring our, again, make sure there's no water or anything like that. Okay. Oops. If you see dust or any particles, make sure you get that out. I also want to try maybe next time. And I've seen other resin workers do this, and not necessarily with chalk or ink or anything like that. But I think it would be kind of cool to, hold on, I got to take this off for a minute. Or I'll just get, to actually chalk on the mold, then put the resin on top and see what happens. I wonder what would happen if I did that. We're not going to do that today, but I don't know how there's glitter in there. Like, how on earth did there get red glitter? Where did I get red glitter from? Goodness gracious. And it won't come up. There we go. Okay, make sure your mold is nice and dry and clean. And we're just going to pour. So you just pour it. Let's let it level out. See what happens here. I'm going to try to zoom in for you guys. How about that? Okay. So we're pouring. It's still trying to connect here and over here. Okay. Sometimes you can just give it a bounce. That'll help it a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit more. Okay. Put that aside. Okay. We are just almost to the top of the lip. So that means the rim is filled in and then a little bit of the bottom of the tray is filled, okay? All right. One thing I should have done is, let's see. I also want to make sure you guys have flat, make sure you have something flat to put these trays on, okay? So we're going to put that there. And, oh boy, where should we put this? Let's just keep it in front of us here. I'm gonna wipe up my drips. Let me get rid of this. We are zoomed in now, aren't we? Okay. This is for tomorrow when we do that extra layer. These can be just tossed eventually. This is leftovers. Let me just try to make room here so you can see. Okay, that's the one tray. Let's bring this guy over. This is our board and base. Okay? Base, board. This one, we're going to do some playing around in, okay? So we're going to pour. It's going to go over that lip. I will under pour before I over pour, so I don't want to do it to the point where it's going to overflow, okay? Oops. We're going to add a few more drips to that one. And then we're going to add resin in here. It does level itself out. So we're gonna let it do that. Let me add a little bit more. Whatever you have left over, bummer if you don't have another mold. You could buy several molds if you're gonna crank these out for Christmas gifts. Definitely buy extra. Okay, we're still gonna let that for a party. I figured that was a typo. I have not used resin. Ooh, fun. Okay, we're just gonna, actually this does pretty much use it all, so we're gonna let that level out. It came to the corner there. Careful where you put this because it is drippy. Again, you can kind of just move it a little bit here. If you have some that leaked over or whatever, you can wipe that off. Okay, there's a little on that edge. Let me get the lighter. We're gonna get out some bubbles. If I could find it, let's see where to go. Well, he may have taken it. He may have actually used it. So let's go ahead and plug this high heat tool. Here, let me get this plugged in over here. Okay. So I'm gonna crank this up all the way and we're gonna put it on low and we're just gonna go over it. You can't see on camera, but there are some little bubbles. So the heat just kind of helps pop those. You don't want to melt your mold, so be careful. Be very careful. Okay, just ever so gently. All right, this one we're gonna let go because we're gonna let that firm up overnight, and then we're gonna chalk on it, and then we're gonna put just that very thin layer over it to protect it, and then you'll be able to serve on it or put your trinkets or whatever. This one, however, we're gonna try something. We're gonna try. You can pigment it beforehand, like you can put glitter in there, you can put, they have certain pigment inks and dyes that you can add. We don't. I'm sure you can find them in any craft store. I'm gonna try our paste. This is purely experimental, so you'll have to tune in tomorrow to see if it actually worked. But I'm gonna take, and I'm not gonna pigment it. Trying to think what I want to do. I think we're going to do the base. I'm going to take some black just on my popsicle stick. And we're going to kind of just run it through and see what happens. This is purely, we're experimenting, okay? Totally experimenting. We're going to see. Just see what this does. Okay, I'm gonna put this in here for now. We're gonna see how that hardens. I think it'll harden pretty cool. Okay, new popsicle stick for vanilla. Wonder if like watering this down would help spread that a little easier. I'm gonna give it a squirt. Just to loosen it up a little bit here. So I just kind of gave a couple squirts there, just to thin it up a little bit. And then we're gonna, we're just gonna kind of mix it in there. sure there's a better way of doing this. And like I said, we're just experimenting right now. Totally experimenting. And now we're going to add nominee. So if I were you, I would not keep putting your, once your popsicle stick hits that resin, do not put it back in your jar, okay? This is gonna be, I think, pretty darn cool. I'm just kind of almost like I'm mixing it. Okay, I think we should probably make sure those are watered down more. Let's try to get some black on the surface here. I don't know if I'll be able to get it off. I think this is going to look pretty cool though. I'm just doing the front part of this because I don't know how to get it in that little part. Pop that bubble. I don't know if scraping it off is a good idea. Let's see. You almost need to drag it somehow. Get a little toothpick maybe. I don't know, I almost feel like it has to be watered down a bit. Okay. We're gonna see what happens, okay? Totally experimental, guys. So if it doesn't work, don't do it, okay? All right. Ooh, I touched it, dang it. Dang it. Okay, it gets sticky, so get it off your fingers quickly. Use a wipe. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set this aside. I'm going to throw that away, and then we're going to put something also on top. Probably parchment paper would be a good idea. Okay. This square here. Move this one over. This is going in the garbage, so I'm going to grab it by the edge here. I'm going to throw this out real quick in my garbage. Okay. We're going to take the resin. The reason we're covering it is because we don't want all the little dust particles that are floating around in your air will land on it. I did this with our, the trays, the flower trays I did with my daughter. You have to cover it, okay? I'm going to just lightly cover it. Oh, it is sticking to it though. That's probably not a good idea. Okay, don't use parchment paper. I'm trying to think what we used. What did I use? If you have like a lid of some sort. Luckily that didn't make any bubbles. Goodness, that got wet quick, didn't it? You can use ink. Well, but ink is not as runny either, so I'm thinking if you water it down a little bit, that would help. I don't know. I'm really interested to see how this is going to turn out. Very, very interested. That you want plain because that you're going to chalk on, so that's okay. I'm just going to kind of wipe this up. I don't think I have resin on me. All right, let's move this aside. I'm going to put this aside to dry overnight, like I said. 24 to 48 hours, it says. So let me put it over here. All right. Let me make sure my space is cleaned up here. And then we'll do the chubby Christmas tree, or it's Christmas pine and star bundle that you can get free when you sign up this month. So until through tomorrow, by using free perks as your code and signing up as a perks member. Perks members get 30% off their purchases. All retail, regular priced retail. Comment perks if you want to know more. But this is what you would get for free. You get the chubby and then the transfer. Okay, let's put that aside. All right, let's dig into that. Let's play with this. So when you're signing up as a perks member, then you want to throw it in your cart and then at the same time use that promo code, free perks. And then that will get discounted to 0. So you will get it for free. There's that. Okay. Throw that out. All right. I love that they call them chubbies. They're cute. Now, one thing also to take note of when you're doing this, make sure you're doing the right side of the tree, the correct side. Okay, so there's a wrong and a right side. Sometimes the chubbies are equal on, you know, when you split it down the middle, the mirrored sides are the same. This is not the case with this one, okay? So you want to pay attention to that. So I would go by these pine limbs up here. Okay. This is called Etched Pine Tree and Star. Pine Tree and Star. Okay. First, we are going to, do I want to paint this first or do I want to just wax it? Let's look. So that will be yellow. That'll be green. We could do 2 different types of green. So if we bring over our shimmer forest, and then what other greens do I have over here? I'm gonna throw this out too because I think this is leaking. Yep, this was leaking, so hold on. Ooh. Until I told you, this resin gets everywhere, okay? It's gooey and drippy. And let me see if I can find another green while I'm up. Oh, what is this color? Ooh, here's another forest. Let's see. So a long time ago, we used to have a color called forest, and then this is shimmer forest. That could be interesting. That could be very interesting. Let's use this one. That could be very, very interesting. And then we will use, let's do Shimmer Harvest for our star. All right, so let's do this. Let's get a foam brush. Ooh, I wonder if we should do, let's do saffron first for the star. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm going to spray my chubby, and then we're going to dip it in here. I also will get a paper towel, and I'm not necessarily going to dry it, but you see, sometimes I spray a little too much water, so I'm just going to kind of dab that off a little bit. Okay. Now, let me see. I'm going to actually put the transfer down just to see where the green stops and the yellow starts. So let me see. So right about top there. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and paint our tree. This is just forest. You can use any other greens you might like that you have. Kind of pulling it to the, oops, I got the star a little bit, darn it. I kind of try to follow, like, you know, the shape of the bottom of the star there. There we go. Okay. All right. And then the leaves kind of, they go upwards. So I'm going to go upwards with my paint strokes here. I'm not doing like a real solid color here. We're giving it some character. All right, we'll do some little back and forth kind of thing here. Okay. Okay, I think I like that. All right. Excuse me. Let's dry that. Then we'll do the yellow on top, and then we'll do the shimmer forest and the shimmer harvest with the transfer. Excited to see how this turns out. Again, Perks members, brand new Perks members, through tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's the 30th. So you have one more day after today to sign up as a Perks member and get this duo for free. Go ahead and comment Perks if you want more information. You get occasional promos. You get 30% off all full retail pricing. You get $20 every month to spend on your website or on the website. Nominee would also be a good color for the star. But I think I'm going to do saffron with this shimmer harvest on top. Okay, I think we're dry. We are dry. So these products are actually the resin products, and this tree bundle here are both from our holiday collection. Of course, I didn't wax it, so it's not coming off. Just gonna sand that off a little bit here. I got a little green on the star. I'm just gonna sand that off real quick. Okay. Okay. Let's get that aside. Let's open our saffron. Get another little foam brush. And just color that. Take it up to the green. I love it. That looks cute just the way it is. All right, try that. I'm excited about the resin. If it's not completely cured by tomorrow evening, let's see, tomorrow's Monday night, then we'll have to wait till Tuesday, which might be better, just doing it Tuesday afternoon. That might be a better option. So just within either tomorrow night or Tuesday afternoon, we'll get back to the resin project, because it does need time to cure. It doesn't say to like cure under a UV light or anything, so I'm not quite sure it's that type of resin. Some resins you can cure under a UV light, some you cannot. You have to just let it go. All right, let's take that off. Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to wax. Wax. Where's my little thingy? Paste is coming off. All right, let's get a paper towel. The wax I'm using is by Dixie Belle. I do like it, however, I'm not happy that it took off my chalk paint or paste. Doing the green first. Not happy it did that. So what we're going to do is we're going to rub a little bit harder to make this a little more textured. Let's see if I can get more of it off. Almost looks like I sanded it or distressed it, so that's okay. All right, now put that back. Now we can bring our transfer over and lay it directly on our project here. And because our transfers are translucent, I could see exactly where I'm placing everything. Trying to get the right angle here. I feel like I'm angled here. do it up this way. There we go. Lay it flat, rub it down real well. Then we're going to get our forest shimmer. Squeegee for the star. All right, let's just grab a nice amount. We're going to chalk that. Luckily, there's a little separation between the star and the pine there. Okay. Let's get some of that excess off. Sure all of that transfers covered with your chalk paste. You've heard me say it before, sometimes our shimmers can be a little stubborn, so I go over it a couple times, different directions. I really want to make sure it gets pushed through. Okay, let's open our shimmer harvest. Some of that, push it through. Take off excess. It's a pretty simple process. Just really making sure that's going through that screen. Okay, we're going to take that off. Ooh, I like that. The char must be shining bright. Oh, I love the tree part. The saffron is kind of hard to see, but it's there. Maybe the nominee would be fun to put on there. Might show up a little better. I just figured I'd do like tone on tone. That would be the nominee. Nominee might be a good option too. Let's try the nominee. We could chalk on top. It's all good. Put that aside here. Let's get this out of the way. All right, let's get everything dry first. You could paint your entire tree. That would be fun. Unfortunately, the transfer could possibly work, but probably the limbs would not all line up properly. So just know it would be a little misaligned on the backside if you decided to try that. Hi Stacy's Chalk Creations. And nothing but a country girl. How are you guys tonight? Thanks for hopping on. We're playing with our etched pine tree and star bundle that new Perks members can get for free. part of the wax that might have dripped down there. All right, let's try the nominee. Let's go ahead and bring our transfer back. I'm just going to line up that star. It might be a tad off. We're just going to scoop up a little bit of that. Nominee will probably show a lot better. Okay. Let's take that off carefully. There we go. So much better. You'll see once I tilt it. So much better. Let's get that done. And it looks raised because it's like 2 layers of chalk paste, so it almost looks like it's embossed. Now, if you wanted to, you could take those sanding blocks all around the edges to bring some of the white back. You can distress it with some inks, not art inks, but like a stamping ink, which would be fun to do. Let's see if I have mine somewhere. Usually I do. I don't see my stamp pad out. Also, you guys, do you remember this? We never heat set that. Remember, we did the star, and then we covered it with an embossing powder that makes it look embossed. So what you do is you take your high heat power tool here, and that is all the way. So I'm gonna knock it down just a tad. And I'm gonna bring you guys in super duper close. Okay, right now it's dull, right? And it's just a powder finish. You're gonna see it turn into, it'll like melt. And then it turns into an embossed surface. So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna heat that up. Lift this up here so I can see. Now this has been sitting a good week or two, so hopefully it'll still turn for us. Yeah, it's starting to melt. I think it is. I'm afraid I'm gonna crack this tile. Unless it wasn't the embossing, I can't remember now if we've used embossing powder or not. I think we did. We did anyway. Or it may not. It may be too old. Now I'm trying to think what we did. Silver embossing powder. I think it was this. And we did it over the blue. Just really afraid this is going to crack. It's going to get so hot. And my mat. Okay. And my mat is getting warped. I was going to touch it. It's probably really, really hot. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'll take this outside tomorrow and try. keep wanting to touch it. Okay, we're not going to worry about that right now. We're not going to worry about that. It's not terribly hot, but it's not melting either. I don't think it is. Because usually it turns to like almost like a fluid. We're going to have to take this out tomorrow. Oh boy, see how that melted there, that it warped my thing. All right, so our mats do not like high heat, nor do our ink mats. So, note to self. All right, guys. Anyways, Etched Pine Tree and Star bundle is yours as a new Perks member. You just use the promo code FREEPERKS when you're signing up as a Perks member under me, and all kinds of fun perks you'll get. You get $20 spending dollars to spend every month. That it's good for 30 days from the time you sign up. So if you sign up tonight, it's the 29th. It's good till October 29th, and then the cycle repeats. Okay? Every month, it's $20 to sign up. You get $20 to spend, so you're zeroing out. And then the resin, we got to wait for that to cure. That takes 24 to 48 hours. So I'm going to check it tomorrow afternoonish to see how we're doing. And then if it's not quite firmed yet, we will wait till Tuesday. Okay? So thank you so much for hopping on with me tonight. Have a great rest of your Sunday evening, and I'll see you guys again.